My child, can you give me 60 seconds before fear speaks again? Just this moment, just this breath. Stop right here. Do not rush. Do not scroll. Do not move so quickly past the very place where I am trying to meet you. I am stepping into your night, into your thoughts, into the heaviness around your chest, into the place where anxiety has been waiting for permission to speak again. But before fear says another word, before worry forms another picture, before your mind begins running ahead into what has not even happened, I am asking you to pause with me. This is not an accident. This is not random. This is not just another video passing across your screen. Heaven aligned this exact pause because your heart has been carrying too much noise. You have been close to spiraling again. One thought away, one memory away, one message away, one silence away, one fear away from losing the little rest you were trying to hold on to. And I saw it, my child. I saw the way your mind kept circling the same concern. I saw how quickly your peace could be touched by one small reminder. I saw how tired you became from pretending you were calm while something inside you kept trembling. So I interrupted, gently, but on purpose. I came before fear could finish its sentence. I came before anxiety could pull you back into that old place. I came before the darkness around your thoughts could convince you that nothing is changing. I need your heart to pause. I need your spirit to breathe. I need your attention for one quiet opening tonight, not because I want to burden you, not because I want to add another demand to your already tired soul, but because your heart needs space to hear peace before panic answers for you again. You have given so much attention to what could go wrong. You have listened to the voice that says, "It will not work, it will not change, it will not come, it will not heal, it will not be restored." You have replayed conversations. You have imagined endings. You have prepared yourself for disappointment before I ever told you the story was over. And tonight, I am not coming to shame you for being afraid. I am coming to stand between you and the fear that kept trying to own the room. I am coming to remind you that fear may speak loudly, but it does not speak with my authority. My child, do not let anxiety answer before peace arrives. Do not let exhaustion decide what faith can still believe. Do not let one heavy night become the voice that defines your tomorrow. I know you are tired. I know your thoughts have been moving faster than your strength. I know you have smiled while something inside you whispered, "I cannot keep doing this." I know you have tried to sleep while your mind kept searching for control. I know you have wanted reassurance, but you did not know who to ask without feeling like you were too much. You are not too much for me. Your fear is not too loud for me. Your questions are not too tangled for me. Your tears are not hidden from me. I am not intimidated by the place in you that still shakes. I am not offended that you needed this pause. I arranged it. I placed this moment in front of you because I am stopping fear before it takes the seat again. I am quieting the voice that has been rehearsing defeat in your mind. I am drawing you back into my presence before the night convinces you that you are alone. So breathe, my child, slowly. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands unclench. Let the thought that has been chasing you lose its power for a moment. You do not have to solve everything in these 60 seconds. You do not have to understand everything. You do not have to fix what only I can carry. You only have to be still enough to notice that I am here. I was here before the fear rose. I am here while your heart is listening. And I will still be here when this night becomes quiet. If you are choosing peace tonight, like this video as a small act of agreement, if you need daily words that steady your heart when life feels heavy, subscribe and let me keep meeting you in these moments. And before this message continues, comment, "My peace is returning tonight." Type it not as a performance, but as faith. Type it while your heart is still learning to believe it. Type it before fear speaks again, because tonight I am teaching your spirit to answer first with peace. And now, my child, while you are still here, while your heart is still open enough to listen, let me speak to the tiredness you kept hiding from everyone else. Let me come closer to the place you kept covering with a smile. Let me touch the part of you that learned how to say, "I am fine," while your spirit was barely holding itself together. You did not have to explain it for me to see it. You did not have to turn it into perfect words. You did not have to know how to describe why you felt so heavy. I saw it before anyone noticed. I saw it before you admitted it to yourself. I saw the heaviness behind your smile. I saw the moment you laughed because it was easier than letting anyone ask what was wrong. I saw how you kept moving through conversations, responsibilities, messages, and routines, while something inside you felt fragile, thin, stretched, and quiet. I saw the forced normalness. I saw the way you kept doing what needed to be done, while your heart whispered that it needed rest. I saw you show up when you wanted to disappear. I saw you answer people when you did not have strength to answer yourself. I saw you keep carrying the day because you thought no one would understand the weight of it. My child, I saw the quiet collapse after everyone else stopped watching. I saw when the room became silent and your face changed. I saw when the strength left your shoulders. I saw when you sat there staring, not because you had nothing to do, but because your soul was tired of holding everything together. I heard the sighs you never turned into words. I heard the prayers that came out as breath because you did not have language anymore. I heard the sentence you almost said to me, then swallowed because you were afraid it sounded weak. I heard the ache underneath the silence. You have been trying to sleep, but you have not been resting. You have closed your eyes while your mind stayed awake. You have laid your body down while your thoughts kept walking through every possibility, every responsibility, every fear, every unanswered question. You have prayed, but still felt pressure. You have trusted me with your mouth while your chest still carried tension. You have tried to believe everything would be okay, but somewhere inside, you were bracing for the next thing to go wrong, and I am not angry with you for that. I am not disappointed that peace did not feel easy. I am not measuring you by how quickly you became calm. I knew when your strength was running out. I knew when the words, "I can handle it," were no longer true. I knew when you were doing only what had to be done because you had nothing extra left. I saw the thoughts you tried to silence. I saw the ones you were ashamed to have. I saw the ones that asked if I still cared, if I still heard, if I still remembered, if I still had a plan. I saw you push them away because you did not want to doubt me. But my child, I was not offended by the pain underneath those questions. I knew they came from exhaustion, not rebellion. I knew they came from weariness, not rejection. There were days you smiled, but inside you were one small pressure away from tears. There were nights you looked strong, but inside you felt like one more disappointment would break something in you. There were mornings you got up and did what life required, but you did it with a tiredness no one could see. You learned how to keep going while hurting. You learned how to make your voice sound steady. You learned how to carry burdens quietly so others would not worry, so others would not judge, so others would not tell you to simply be stronger when strength was the very thing you had been spending for so long. But I never confused your silence with peace. I never mistook your functioning for wholeness. I never looked at your smile and forgot to look at your heart. I never stopped watching over the wounded places. That is why peace is returning tonight. Not because you performed perfectly. Not because you prayed with perfect focus. Not because you never cried, never feared, never questioned, never felt numb, never wanted to give up. Peace is returning because I have been near the places you thought were too tired to be touched. Peace is returning because I have not abandoned the parts of you that people never knew were hurting. This message found you because I prepared this moment for your weary heart. You did not arrive here randomly. You did not pause by accident. Your spirit was more tired than your schedule could explain, and I met you here. I came into this exact moment to remind you that being seen by me is the beginning of being healed by me. Before I calm the storm around you, I am calming the storm inside you. Before I answer what you have been asking, I am reminding you that you are not unseen while you wait. Before I restore what has been shaken, I am letting your heart feel the truth that I was there the whole time. So do not hide from me tonight. Do not fix your face for me. Do not pretend your soul is lighter than it is. Bring me the tiredness. Bring me the fragile place. Bring me the pressure, the sighs, the unfinished prayers, the thoughts you could not silence, the tears you postponed, the heaviness behind the smile. I already saw it, my child, and I stayed. I saw you tired, and I loved you. I saw you overwhelmed, and I covered you. I saw you weak, and I did not turn away. Tonight, let this truth settle deeper than fear. The tiredness you hid from people was never hidden from me, and the peace I am returning to you begins in the place where you finally know you have been seen. And my child, there is another place in you I want to touch tonight. The place that has felt numb, the place you have been ashamed of, the place you tried to hide even from me because you wondered what it meant that prayer did not feel the same, worship did not feel as soft, tears did not come as easily. and closeness felt harder to recognize. You wondered if something was wrong with you. You wondered if you had changed too much. You wondered if you had drifted so far that I was now distant from you. But listen to me gently. Your numbness was not rejection. Your numbness was protection. You did not stop loving me. Your heart grew tired of carrying disappointment, fear, unanswered questions, delayed answers, silent rooms, and hopes that felt too heavy to lift again. You were not cold, my child. You were overwhelmed. You were not faithless. You were fatigued. You were not abandoned. You were being held quietly in a place where you did not even have strength to feel. My arms around you. I saw when you tried to pray and the words felt empty. I saw when you opened your mouth but only silence came. I saw when songs that used to break you open suddenly passed over you, and you felt guilty because your heart did not respond the way it once did. I saw you compare this season to the one when faith felt alive, when worship felt close, when hope came easier, when you could lift your hands without fighting through heaviness. And I saw the shame that followed. I saw you ask yourself, what happened to me? Why do I feel so far? Why does my heart feel quiet when I want it to feel alive? My child, I was not asking those questions with accusation. I was answering them with compassion. What happened to you is that you carried too much for too long. What happened to you is that your soul kept absorbing disappointment without enough space to heal. What happened to you is that you kept hoping, kept waiting, kept believing, kept standing, kept trying, and then one day your heart grew afraid of feeling everything at once, so it became quiet. Not because you hated me, not because you rejected my presence, not because you no longer cared, but because something inside you was trying to survive the weight of hoping again. Hope began to feel dangerous because disappointment had visited too many times. You wanted to believe, but part of you whispered, what if it hurts again? You wanted to trust, but part of you remembered the last time you trusted and still had to cry. You wanted to expect good, but part of you braced for another delay, another closed door, another silence, another answer that did not come the way you thought it would. And I did not turn away from that part of you. I did not despise the guarded place. I did not shame the trembling place. I came near it. You thought numbness meant I had left, but I was sitting with the wound underneath it. You thought your lack of feeling meant your faith was gone, but I saw faith still breathing beneath the exhaustion. I saw the tiny part of you that still wanted me, even when you could not feel me. I saw the quiet reaching. I saw the small turning. I saw the moment you stayed near this message, even though your heart felt tired. I saw the part of you that did not know how to come close, but still did not want to walk away. That matters to me. The smallest turning of your heart matters to me. The weakest prayer matters to me. The unfinished sentence matters to me. The breath that says, help me, even when your lips do not move, matters to me. I am not measuring you by emotional fire tonight. I am not measuring you by how loudly you worship, how quickly you cry, how strongly you feel, or how perfectly you explain what is happening inside you. I am looking at the wound with mercy. I am looking at the numb place with tenderness. I am looking at the tired heart and saying, I know why you shut down, and I am not leaving you there. So stop condemning yourself for needing healing. Stop calling yourself distant when you are wounded. Stop calling yourself hard when you are tired. Stop calling yourself faithless when you have been fighting quietly to stay alive inside. Peace cannot fully return to a heart that keeps punishing itself for being hurt. Peace begins to return when you let me tell the truth over the numbness. And the truth is this: you are still mine. You are still loved. You are still held. You are still seen. You are still being restored. Tonight I am not forcing your heart open. I am healing it gently. I am not demanding that you feel everything at once. I am teaching your spirit that it is safe to feel again with me, safe to hope again, safe to pray again, safe to rest without expecting pain to interrupt every quiet moment. I am coming close to the place that stopped responding because it was tired of being disappointed, and I am breathing peace there, slowly, tenderly, faithfully. Let this settle deeper than shame, my child. Your numbness is not proof that I left. It is a wound I am touching with patience. It is a guarded place I am restoring with love. It is a tired place I am teaching to breathe again. And as you stop accusing yourself for not being as strong as you used to be, peace will begin to rise in the very place where condemnation used to speak. Tonight, I am not asking you to pretend you are healed. I am asking you to let me hold the part of you that needs healing. And now, my child, let me speak to the fear that has been waiting for the room to become quiet. Let me speak to the thoughts that rise when your body is tired and there is nothing left to distract you. Let me step into the silence where anxiety has been trying to sound like truth. I know what happens when the day ends. I know how different the battle feels when the lights are low, when the messages stop, when the noise fades, when no one is asking anything from you, and suddenly your mind begins asking everything from you. I saw the thoughts that came at night. I saw the memories that returned when you were too tired to fight them. I saw the questions that waited until your strength was low. I saw the fear that did not always attack you loudly, but whispered carefully, slowly, repeatedly, until your peace began to loosen. It told you that you were behind. It told you that everyone else was moving forward while you were standing still. It told you that I had forgotten you. It told you that what you prayed for was already too late. It told you that you were unsafe, unseen, unloved, uncovered, and alone. But, my child, fear was speaking without my permission. Tonight I am interrupting that voice. Fear does not get the final word over you. Anxiety does not get to prophesy over your tomorrow. Heaviness does not get to name your future. The darkness of one difficult night does not have the authority to define the light I am bringing into your life. The thought that frightened you is not greater than the God who holds you. The memory that shook you is not stronger than my presence. The uncertainty that kept circling your mind is not allowed to become your master. You have listened to fear because it sounded urgent. You have listened because it came with pictures, with warnings, with what-ifs, with old evidence, with painful reminders, with names, with dates, with moments you still do not fully understand. Fear spoke quickly, and because it spoke quickly, you thought you had to answer quickly. But tonight, I am slowing your spirit down. You do not have to answer every thought. You do not have to chase every possibility. You do not have to sit in the court of your own mind and defend your future against every accusation anxiety brings. My child, peace is returning, but first it may come as quietness, not always as an instant change in the circumstance, not always as a sudden answer in your hand, not always as the door opening the moment you ask. Sometimes peace returns as one slower breath. Sometimes peace returns as your shoulders dropping without you forcing them. Sometimes peace returns as your heart softening after being guarded for so long. Sometimes peace returns as your mind becoming still enough to hear me say, I am here, and I am not leaving you in this room alone. Do not despise the quiet beginning of peace. Do not think nothing is changing because everything around you looks the same. I am working beneath the noise. I am working beneath the fear. I am working beneath the tension in your chest and the racing in your thoughts. I am teaching your soul that it does not have to obey panic every time panic calls your name. I am teaching your spirit that fear can speak, but my voice is louder. I am teaching your heart that silence does not mean abandonment. Sometimes silence is where I draw close enough for you to notice my presence. I know the fear that returned at night had a pattern. It waited until you were exhausted. It waited until you were alone with your thoughts. It waited until there was no one beside you to remind you of what is true. It waited until your body wanted rest, then tried to make your mind work harder. It brought up the unresolved thing, the person, the bill, the diagnosis, the delay, the silence, the future, the question, the ache. It tried to make you believe that if you worried long enough, you could protect yourself from pain. But worry was never your covering. My child, I am. You were never meant to defeat fear by yourself in the dark. You were never meant to hold your own heart together with tired hands. You were never meant to carry tomorrow while trying to survive tonight. That is why I am stepping into the room with you. Not as an idea far away, not as a distant promise, not as a voice you must strain to hear. I am near your bed, near your breath, near the thoughts you are afraid to admit, near the places where your courage feels thin, near the part of you that wants to rest but does not know how to feel safe enough to let go. So let me answer what fear has been saying. You are not forgotten. You are not behind in my hands. You are not too late for what I have appointed. You are not unsafe while I am covering you. You are not unloved because this season has been hard. You are not abandoned because the answer has taken time. You are not disqualified because fear returned. You are human, tired, healing, learning, and still held by me. Tonight, when fear tries to rise again, do not make room for it as if it owns the night. Let my voice meet it at the door. Let my presence fill the space it used to occupy. Let my truth become louder than the old whisper. Breathe and remember me. Breathe and let the room become holy again. Breathe and let your heart hear what heaven is saying over you. Peace is not far from you. Peace is returning to you. Peace is rising in you even now, not because you forced fear to disappear, but because you allowed my voice to become greater than the voice that spoke in the dark. If this word is meeting you in the night, type Amen as a quiet agreement that fear will not rule your rest. And if your heart needs this reminder again tomorrow, stay close to these messages, because I am teaching you to recognize my voice sooner, softer, and deeper than fear. My child, the fear that kept returning at night is losing its voice, and my peace is beginning to speak where anxiety used to reign. And my child, now that fear is losing its voice, I need you to understand why peace is returning. Peace is not only coming to comfort you, peace is coming to prepare you. Peace is coming to steady the place in you that must be still enough to recognize what I am bringing near. Something you have prayed for is closer than you realize. Something you have cried over is not as far away as fear has been telling you. Something you thought was delayed beyond reach has been moving quietly, carefully, faithfully, under my hand. But panic made it hard for you to notice. Distraction made it hard for you to hear. Exhaustion made it hard for you to stay present. You have been looking for a sign while trying to survive another day. You have been asking me for direction, while your mind kept running ahead into every possible disappointment. You have been praying for an answer, but your heart has been so tired from waiting that when I began whispering, you almost missed the sound of my nearness. Not because you did not want me, not because you did not care, not because your faith was gone, but because your soul has been trying to breathe under the weight of fear, pressure, and uncertainty. That is why I asked you to pause. That is why I interrupted the scrolling. That is why I stepped into this exact moment before fear could speak again. These 60 seconds are not small to me. This pause is a doorway. This breath is training. This stillness is not wasted. I am teaching your heart to pause before reacting, to breathe before assuming, to listen before collapsing, to trust before deciding that nothing is changing. I am teaching you how to become present again, because the answer approaching your life will require a heart that can recognize peace when it arrives. My child, you have asked me to move, and I have been moving. You have asked me to speak, and I have been speaking. You have asked me to open what is right, close what is wrong, guide what is uncertain, heal what is wounded, restore what has been broken, and provide what has been missing. I heard every request. I heard the prayer you prayed with tears. I heard the prayer you whispered in the car. I heard the prayer you could not finish because emotion rose in your throat. I heard the prayer that sounded like silence because you had no strength left for words. None of it was lost. None of it fell to the ground. None of it was ignored by me. But I want you to know this. The answer may not arrive with the noise fear taught you to expect. It may come softly. It may come through a quiet instruction. It may come through a closed door that suddenly gives your spirit relief. It may come through a conversation, an opportunity, a change in desire, a release in your chest, a name placed on your heart, a sudden clarity, a small step that seems too simple to be significant. And if your heart is ruled by panic, you may call my guidance too small. You may overlook what I am sending because it does not arrive dressed like your expectation. You may miss the whisper because fear trained you to only respond to alarms. So I am calming you first. I am returning peace first. I am settling the storm inside you first. Not because the answer is absent, but because your heart must be steady enough to receive it. Peace is not passive, my child. Peace is not you doing nothing while life passes by. Peace is the atmosphere where you can finally hear me clearly. Peace is the place where your spirit stops fighting shadows long enough to notice my hand. Peace is the strength to wait without breaking, to move without panic, to listen without fear, to receive without running ahead. You thought you needed the answer before you could have peace. But I am showing you that sometimes peace comes first, so you can recognize the answer when it comes. If I placed the answer in front of you while your heart was still obeying fear, you might question it, rush it, sabotage it, shrink back from it, or call it impossible before you ever let me confirm it. So, tonight, I am not only quieting anxiety, I am preparing your discernment. I am preparing your attention. I am preparing your heart to know the difference between my voice, and the voice that only wants to make you afraid. I saw how many times you asked, "Is this it? Is this the sign? Is this the door? Is this the person? Is this the moment?" I saw you searching for confirmation while still carrying dread. I saw you wanting clarity while feeling too exhausted to stand in hope again. I saw you become afraid of being disappointed by your own expectation. You wanted me to answer, but part of you was afraid to believe an answer could really be near, so you stayed guarded. You stayed busy. You stayed distracted. You kept checking, thinking, replaying, comparing, and bracing. But my child, your answer will not be received through panic. It will be received through trust. If this word is speaking to the exact place you have been carrying, share it with someone who has been battling anxiety at night. Send it to the one who keeps trying to sleep with a mind full of questions. Send it to the one who needs peace before fear speaks again. Sometimes peace returns through a timely word, through a message that arrives at the right hour, through one reminder that tells a tired heart, "You are not alone, God has not forgotten you, and the night is not stronger than His presence." Now listen to me closely. The answer is close, but I do not want you chasing it in fear. I do not want you gripping it with anxious hands. I do not want you exhausting yourself trying to force open what I am already preparing. I want you still enough to receive, still enough to notice the door I am opening, still enough to release the door I am closing, still enough to hear the instruction that will not come through noise, still enough to sense the peace that confirms my timing. You are not behind because you are waiting. You are not forgotten because the answer has not looked the way you expected. You are not losing because I am quieting you before I move you. I am making your heart ready. I am making your spirit alert. I am making your peace stronger than your panic, because what is coming requires you to be led by my presence, not driven by your fear. So breathe again, my child. Let this moment do its work in you. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your spirit come back from the future. Let your heart stop running through outcomes I never asked you to carry. The answer is closer than fear has told you. The movement is nearer than your exhaustion has allowed you to feel. And tonight, the peace returning to you is not only comfort for your heart, it is preparation for your breakthrough. And my child, as I prepare your heart for what is close, I also need to heal the confusion you have carried about what did not happen when you thought it should. I need to speak to the closed doors that still bother you. I need to speak to the unanswered messages, the postponed dreams, the sudden losses, the plans that fell apart without explanation, the opportunities that looked right but slipped away, the people who left without giving you the closure your heart kept asking for. You called some of it delay. You called some of it rejection. You called some of it disappointment. But I want you to listen with a still heart tonight. None of it was punishment. Much of it was protection. I saw you looking at your timeline and wondering why yours seemed slower than everyone else's. I saw you watching other people step into what you prayed for. I saw the ache that rose when someone else announced the thing you were still waiting to receive. I saw you smile for them while something inside you whispered, "When will it be my turn?" I saw you trying not to compare, trying not to become bitter, trying not to let discouragement make a home in your chest. I saw the quiet pain of feeling held back while others seemed to move forward with ease. My child, I was not holding you back to harm you. I was holding certain things back because I was holding you. There were doors you wanted that would have cost you peace you did not yet know how to protect. There were relationships you grieved that would have drained the strength I was trying to restore. There were opportunities that looked like promotion but carried pressure your soul was not meant to live under. There were answers you thought you needed immediately, but if they had arrived before your heart was ready, they would have pulled you into fear instead of freedom. You asked why the door closed. You asked why the conversation changed. You asked why the plan collapsed after you had prayed over it. You asked why I allowed the delay after you had already waited so long. And I heard every question. I heard the frustration you tried to soften. I heard the disappointment you wrapped in faith words because you did not want to sound ungrateful. I heard the sigh underneath your surrender. I heard you say, "I trust you," while another part of you still wanted to understand why it had to hurt that way. I am not offended by your need for understanding. I know the ache of waiting without explanation. I know the weight of looking at pieces that do not seem to fit. But tonight, I am inviting you to release the demand to understand every delay before you rest. You do not have to solve the whole story in one night. You do not have to trace every closed door back to its reason. You do not have to keep replaying what happened, searching for the moment where everything shifted. My protection was present even when explanations were absent. Some delays were redirection. Some delays were mercy. Some delays were timing. Some delays were covering. Some delays were me keeping you from attaching your heart to something that could not carry the future I was preparing for you. Some delays were me slowing you down because your peace had become too fragile to survive the wrong yes. Some delays were not me denying your prayer, but me protecting the version of you that would need to be whole enough to receive the answer when it came. You thought I was only blocking what would hurt you, but I was also protecting what I was restoring in you. I was protecting your peace. I was protecting your tenderness. I was protecting your ability to hear me. I was protecting your hope from being placed in the wrong hands. I was protecting your future from being built on panic, exhaustion, proving, pressure, or fear of being left behind. I was not just arranging circumstances around you. I was healing something within you. My child, there were things you wanted sooner that would have required a peace you did not yet have. There were blessings that would have become burdens if they arrived before your heart had learned to rest in me. There were open doors that would have looked impressive to others but would have pulled you away from the quiet work I was doing inside your soul. So, I moved slowly where you wanted speed. I closed what you wanted opened. I delayed what you thought should happen now. Not because I forgot you, not because I was punishing you, not because I was ignoring your tears, but because I loved you enough to protect what you could not see. And now, as peace returns, you will begin to see differently. You will look back and realize some losses were rescues, some closed doors were shelter, some unanswered messages were freedom, some postponed plans were my hand keeping you from settling too soon. Some sudden endings were me making room for something cleaner, safer, wiser, and more aligned with the future I have been preparing. You may not understand all of it tonight, but you can release it tonight. You can stop letting the delay accuse me. You can stop letting the closed door define your worth. You can stop letting what did not happen convince you that nothing is happening. Breathe, my child. Let go of the timeline you keep measuring against others. Let go of the need to prove that you are not behind. Let go of the fear that waiting means losing. You are not behind in my hands. You are not forgotten in my timing. You are not abandoned in the pause. What looked like delay was often protection over the peace and future I am now restoring. And as you surrender the explanations you still do not have, your heart will become lighter. Your mind will become quieter. Your spirit will begin to rest. Because tonight, I am teaching you that even when you did not understand my timing, you were still covered by my love. And now, my child, after I have spoken to the delays, after I have touched the questions, after I have reminded you that my protection was present even when your understanding was not, I am asking you to do one more thing tonight. Release it, not tomorrow, not after you figure it out, not after you make sense of every detail, not after the person explains themselves, not after the door opens, not after the outcome becomes clear. Tonight, before sleep comes, before fear tries to speak again, before your mind begins walking through the same hallway of unanswered questions, place what is too heavy back into my hands. You do not need to solve everything before you rest. You do not need to rehearse the conversation one more time to see if you missed something. You do not need to plan every possible version of tomorrow so you can feel safe tonight. You do not need to carry the future in your chest until your body forgets how to breathe. My child, peace returns when you stop trying to control what only I can carry. I know the conversation you keep replaying. I know the words you wish you had said. I know the words that were said to you and how they still echo when everything gets quiet. I know the ending you wanted to change. I know the apology you are still waiting for. I know the explanation your heart keeps reaching toward. Give me that conversation. Give me the sentence that still hurts. Give me the silence that followed. Give me the moment you keep returning to as if replaying it can finally make it gentler. I was there when it happened, and I am here while it heals. Give me the outcome you cannot force. Give me the door you keep trying to push open with tired hands. Give me the answer you keep checking for. Give me the message you keep hoping will come. Give me the timing you keep measuring. Give me the result that feels like it will decide whether you can breathe again. My child, you have carried outcomes as if your strength could make them happen faster, but your control has not given you rest. Your overthinking has not given you peace. Your worry has not made the future safer. It has only made tonight heavier. Give me the person you cannot change. Give me the one you love but cannot fix. Give me the one you miss but cannot reach. Give me the one whose choices have tired your heart. Give me the one who left questions behind. Give me the one you keep trying to understand, rescue, convince, or hold. You were not created to be the savior of someone else's soul. You were not created to carry another person's will inside your body until it breaks your peace. Love them, but release them to me. Pray for them, but do not become their prison. Care, but do not confuse care with control. Give me the future you cannot secure alone. Give me the fear of being left behind. Give me the pressure to prove that your life is still moving. Give me the expectation that has been sitting on your chest. Give me the ache you have been carrying like a private burden. Give me the disappointment you dressed up as strength. Give me the tears you kept swallowing because you did not want anyone to know how tired you really were. Give me the part of you that still believes everything will fall apart if you stop holding it together for one night. My child, surrender is not giving up. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is not you saying that the promise no longer matters. Surrender is you admitting that your hands were never meant to hold what belongs in mine. Surrender is letting me be God while you become my child again. Surrender is laying down the need to know every detail before you trust my heart. Surrender is breathing without needing control to comfort you. Surrender is allowing me to carry through the night what you were never created to hold through the night. You have tried to manage pain with control. You have tried to quiet fear with explanations. You have tried to protect your heart by preparing for every disappointment before it arrives. But tonight I am teaching you another way. Let me be your covering. Let me be your keeper. Let me be the one who stays awake while you sleep. Let me stand watch over the thing you cannot fix. Let me hold the person you cannot reach. Let me guard the future you cannot see. Let me carry the burden that has been bending your spirit lower than you were willing to admit. Breathe, my child, slowly. Let your breath return to you. Let your shoulders lower. Let your jaw loosen. Let your hands open. You do not have to grip the night. You do not have to fight the silence. You do not have to prove your faith by staying awake in fear. If tears come, let them come. Tonight, they do not have to be tears of despair. They can be tears of release. They can be the place where your heart finally stops pretending it is not heavy. They can be the quiet pouring out of everything you have been holding back from me. And when the room becomes still, do not be afraid of the stillness. The silence is not your enemy tonight. The silence is becoming refuge. The quiet is not proof that you are alone. The quiet is where I am drawing near enough for your soul to notice me again. I am not asking you to understand everything. I am asking you to trust me with everything. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop carrying what only my hands can hold. So release it now. Release the fear. Release the pressure. Release the expectation. Release the ache. Release the need to force, fix, chase, prove, explain, and control. Place it all into my hands. I will not drop what you give me. I will not mishandle what has wounded you. I will not forget what matters to you. Tonight, peace returns through surrender, not control. And as you let go, my child, you are not losing anything meant for you. You are simply making room for my peace to hold you while I hold everything else. Now, my child, let this become prayer. Not a prayer you perform, not a prayer you force, not a prayer you have to make beautiful. Let it be the quiet opening of your heart to me. I have spoken peace over you, and now I want you to receive it personally. I want you to let these words settle into the place that has been tense, guarded, restless, and afraid. You do not have to search for perfect language tonight. You do not have to prove anything to me. Just breathe, and let your heart agree with my presence. So I pray over you now. I cover the room where you are resting. I cover the place where your body has been tired and your mind has been loud. I cover the bed where you have carried thoughts no one else could see. I cover the corners of that room, the silence in that room, the atmosphere around you, and the peace within you. Let every heaviness that has tried to linger be lifted. Let every anxious thought lose its grip. Let every fear that tried to make a home in the night be silenced by my nearness. This room is not empty. This room is not uncovered. This room is not ruled by fear. My presence is here. I pray over your mind, my child. I quiet the racing thoughts. I quiet the questions that keep returning. I quiet the replaying, the imagining, the bracing, the worrying, the trying to solve tomorrow before tonight has even ended. I speak rest over your thoughts. I speak stillness over your inner world. I speak clarity where confusion has been circling. I speak gentleness where your own mind has been hard on you. You will not be tormented by what you cannot control. You will not be held hostage by thoughts that do not come from peace. You will not lie awake, believing fear has the final word. I pray over your breathing. Let it soften now. Let your chest loosen. Let your shoulders come down. Let your hands unclench. Let your body remember that it is allowed to rest. You have been carrying so much in places you did not notice. In your jaw, in your neck, in your stomach, in your back, in the way you held yourself together all day long. But tonight, my child, your body can release what your spirit is placing in my hands. You do not have to stay tense to stay safe. You do not have to stay alert to be protected. You do not have to keep watch over the night. I am watching over you. I pray over your dreams. Let no torment enter them. Let no old fear chase you there. Let no memory rise with power over your rest. Let your dreams be covered, your sleep be guarded, your spirit be renewed. Where the night has been a place of dread, let it become a place of restoration. Where sleep has felt distant, let rest come gently. Where your heart has feared closing its eyes, let peace wrap around you until you know you are held. My child, I can heal while you sleep. I can strengthen while you rest. I can work while you are still. I pray over your family, over the people connected to your heart, over the ones you worry about when everything becomes quiet. I cover the ones you love. I cover the ones you cannot reach. I cover the ones whose choices have made your heart ache. I cover your home, your relationships, your conversations, your unanswered questions, and the spaces where you have been asking me to move. You do not have to carry every person into the night with fear. Release them to me. I know their names. I know their needs. I know the places you cannot touch, and I am able to stand where you cannot stand. I pray over your decisions. I cover what is uncertain. I cover the choice you are afraid to make. I cover the door you keep asking about. I cover the conversation you do not know how to have. I cover the next step that still feels unclear. You will not be led by panic. You will not be rushed by fear. You will not be pushed into what is not for you. I will give peace where you need confirmation. I will give wisdom where you need direction. I will give restraint where you need to wait. I will give courage where you need to move. And I pray over tomorrow. Before you arrive there, I am already there. Before you face the day, I have already covered it. Before the message comes, before the decision appears, before the responsibility returns, before the unknown asks for your attention again, my hand is present. Tomorrow is not outside my care. Tomorrow is not stronger than my faithfulness. Tomorrow will not meet you without me. So tonight, you can sleep without trying to preview every hour. You can rest without needing to rehearse every possibility. You can close your eyes knowing I have not stopped working. My child, if there is a specific situation where you need peace tonight, leave your prayer request in the comments. Do not carry it alone in silence. Let this become a place where hearts stand together, where someone sees your request and prays with you, where you are reminded that you are not the only one learning how to rest. Write the thing you are surrendering. Write the name. Write the fear. Write the decision. Write the burden. And as you release it, believe that I see it before anyone else reads it. I heard it before you typed it. I was already near before you knew how to ask. Now receive this prayer as a covering over your night. No weapon of fear will rule your rest. No tormenting thought will own your mind. No hidden ache will separate you from my love. No delay will convince you that I have forgotten you. No silence will prove that you are alone. I am with you in this room. I am with you in this breath. I am with you in the dark. I am with you in the waiting. I am with you while you sleep. You are not forgotten. You are not uncovered. You are not alone. You are not at the mercy of fear. You are held by my presence, guarded by my love, covered through the night, and carried into tomorrow by hands that will not let you go. Now, my child, before you close your eyes, before you let this night become quiet around you, leave one declaration behind. Let your mouth agree with what my presence has been speaking. Let your heart say what fear does not want you to say. Let your spirit rise gently, not with striving, not with pressure, not with forced strength, but with trust. Say this over your night. My peace is returning tonight, and fear will not rule my heart. Say it again, slowly. My peace is returning tonight, and fear will not rule my heart. Let those words become more than a sentence. Let them become a boundary. Let them become a covering. Let them become the place where worry stops speaking and trust begins to breathe. You are not declaring that every question has been answered. You are declaring that fear is no longer allowed to sit on the throne of your heart. You are not saying you understand everything. You are saying you trust me before you see the full answer. My child, if you are choosing to trust me while the situation is still unfinished, type that declaration in the comments. Write, my peace is returning tonight, and fear will not rule my heart. Let it be visible. Let it be your agreement. Let it be your quiet act of faith before sleep. Not because the comment itself has power, but because your agreement matters. Your surrender matters. Your decision to trust me in the dark matters. Heaven sees the heart that says yes before the evidence appears. I see you choosing peace while the answer is still approaching. And if you believe I am calming your heart right now, type Amen. Let that Amen come from the place in you that is tired of being ruled by fear. Let it come from the place that wants to achieve. Let it come from the part of you that still believes I am near, still believes I am working, still believes I have not forgotten you. Amen means, let it be so. Amen means, I receive. Amen means, my heart agrees with God even before my eyes see the whole picture. If you need prayer tonight for peace, protection, healing, or breakthrough, leave your request below. Write what you are placing in my hands. Write the burden, write the name, write the fear. Write the area where you need me to move. You do not have to explain it perfectly. I already know. I already see. I already understand the weight behind the words. And as others read, let them pray with gentleness. Let this become a place of covering, not judgment. A place of faith, not fear. A place where tired hearts remember they are not alone. And my child, if this word met you in the place where you were weary, subscribe so you can keep receiving daily God-centered encouragement. Let your heart be reminded again and again that I am still speaking, still covering, still guiding, still restoring. Like this video as a sign that you are receiving peace tonight. Not just watching it, receiving it. Let that small act become your agreement that the peace I am returning to you is welcome in your heart. And share this with someone who needs rest before sleeping tonight. Someone who has been quiet about their pain. Someone who looks strong but feels tired inside. Someone who needs to know that the night is not stronger than my presence. Now rest, my child. Let the declaration remain after the video ends. Let it stay in the room. Let it stay over your thoughts. Let it stay near your pillow. My peace is returning tonight, and fear will not rule my heart. Carry that into sleep. Breathe with it. Rest under it. Trust me with what remains unfinished. Sleep knowing I am near. Sleep knowing I am watching. Sleep knowing I am holding what you released. The night is not stronger than my presence. Fear is not stronger than the peace I am returning to you. You are covered. You are kept. You are loved. And tonight, my child, you can rest.